All right. What's up?
Hey, hey, hey.
My name's Dominique,
My name is Ashley.
and we're from the Sufuria Chronicles.
Amen, amen.
This is our first podcast. Um, we're with this company called Sufuria. They specialize in hemp, CBD, um, you know, all the
Weed.
legal stuff.
Weed, y'all. It's weed.
Right.
No, but we create products. We do a lot of things. Content, videos. Everything's informative for y'all to understand, get to know, you know?
Yep, it's based in Philadelphia. Black owned. That's always a plus.
Mm-hmm.
We're waiting for marijuana to be legal over here, but until then, we're going to stick with all the legal stuff.
Yep.
So that's what C4E is about. So we're coming to you guys to talk about, like our experience with THC and hemp products, and then we're going to throw some facts in there as well, just to let y'all know. Just in case y'all want to experiment, or for like people who have done it already and don't like it, we'll give you some insight on like how to properly use it. So
here we go.
All right. So do you want to start off, or you want me to start off?
Sure, I'll start off, of course.
All right. So what was your experience the first time you did marijuana?
My first experience was actually, I want to say when I was 16. Mm-hmm. And this time.
Like, not judging.
This is time we was a little wild, a little wild. We was in high school trying to find ourselves.
Okay, that's what we going with. That's what everybody say. I was trying to find myself. That's what makes it sound better.
Right? Trying to find ourselves. So this is when I was like experiencing going to places like the college parties, KU, Lincoln, all that stuff.
How are you getting up there? You're 16. Who's taking you to these college parties?
My sister, who would not be.
All right, no names.
No names.
Mom, don't watch this.
Exactly. No, I used to hang out with her a lot. I just wanted to be like in her crowd. I don't know. But yeah, so we actually went up to KU one day, had a party, came back. And this is when I lived at my old house, with the porch. So we literally found some random person that sold us weed.
That's off to a good start.
I didn't know how to roll. I think the only person that knew how to roll was her friend that was with us, and another friend that we went to school with, whose name is not going to be disclosed at all.
Nobody's name's being mentioned.
She was also there, and she that was something that she always did. So she already knew what to do. But yeah, it was that experience on there, and at first I was like, I don't know what's going on. My throat is burning. I don't think I'm doing this right. I'm like, I felt like I smoked 10 packs of cigarettes and I don't even smoke.
That was from like one puff?
Yes. I was just I'm like, I cannot. And honestly, my first experience with it, I didn't feel anything. And I think it's because I was doing it wrong.
Yeah, I was about to say that a lot of people do it wrong. And I didn't realize I did it wrong until somebody told me. There was like, it's in your throat, like you're holding it in your mouth. It should go in your throat. And I'm like, what? I don't.
Exactly. I'm like,
how do you do that?
You said swallow
like,
it.
No, you gotta hold it. I'm like, how am I supposed to hold it in my throat?
Right.
I was like, okay, but
hold it and then breathe. I'm like, everybody got time for that.
Right. So you didn't really feel nothing.
Yeah. So I didn't really feel anything. I think maybe. Ooh, I keep hitting the mic. My bad, y'all. I think maybe I would say my third time around. That's when I actually started getting the hang of it. And I was like, okay, I know what I'm doing now. But I still won't do it on a regular because this is too much for me.
Right.
But that was my experience with just straight weed. And then I had my experience with edibles. Edibles are not my friend. Granted, I took a gummy before I got here. But edibles are not my friend. I don't know what it is, but they take so long to hit. I'm just like, all right, I'm waiting, playing this waiting game. And then I'm just like, maybe it's not going to do nothing. Like, maybe it's not going to do nothing. And then, boom. Now I'm laid out on the couch somewhere. Dead, not knowing what to do. Just laying there in my own anxiety. Because I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen from here.
Were you by yourself?
Yes, I'm always by myself. I'm always by myself when I do it. I'm always in the house when I do it. I did try one time before going to work. This is when I worked at T-Mobile.
You thought you was about that life.
Yeah, so like, I ate half of it, and I told you I didn't really feel anything. So I'm just like, all right, well, let me eat this other half before I go to work, and I should be cool because I don't feel nothing.
How big was the gummy?
No, it was like one of them Rice Krispie treats.
Oh, so, okay.
Them things. So it was probably about
like the size of a Rice Krispie bar.
Yeah, exactly. So I had that, and I'm just like, man, this is whack. I don't feel nothing. I pulled up to my job. I don't know if the air it hit me, and I was just like, you know what? I don't know what happened, but I pulled up to my job out of nowhere. I felt my eyes go super low, and at first I felt normal. I'm just like, oh, I'm cool. Like I feel a little sleepy, you know. I got in. When I tell you, everybody at my job was staring at me like something was wrong, and I'm just like, what? Like what, y'all? What's wrong? They like, you all right? You okay? I'm like, yeah. Meanwhile, I'm talking slow. I'm moving slow. Everything.
Yeah.
I'm moving slow.
You're like, I'm cool. Like, what's going on?
Exactly.
You probably walking super slow.
This is how I knew I was jacked up. This guy came in, and I'm going at this point. I'm on the counter, just laying there. I'm like, I think I should go to the back. I should do something. This guy came in and legit asked me for a SIM card.
That's it.
I didn't know what he was saying. Like, not even a little bit. And I was literally still on the counter, laid over like this. I'm like, what you say you want?
Oh, my God.
What you say? What he want? Like, I'm asking everybody. And I'm like, you said a SIM card. I said, oh, all right. Meanwhile, I ain't moved not one place. I'm still standing at this desk. I'm just like, wait, what did you say?
This man, like, they didn't let this crackhead come into work. You slumped over the table. Talking about some what?
I'm like, what is going on? I'm
Did
like,
anybody help you? Was anybody like barely, a SIM card?
One of my employees, one of my coworkers was standing next to me, just looking at me the whole entire time. Like, I think you just need to go to the back. Exactly. I'm like, I'm gonna go to the back after this show. I'm gonna stand on this floor. And then I felt like I was maybe like I was high for at least like 2, maybe 3 hours, and I'm just like, I can't do this no more. I can't do it. Like every time.
But you took a whole one though. Exactly. Have you ever taken a half one and felt fine, or it still does something to you?
No. I think after that experience, I was like, no, I don't really want to do it. So if I do it, it's always like a little bit, but then I'm just like,
you won't feel nothing.
Yeah. So I'm just like, I'm not gonna chance it. I'm just gonna leave it alone. Here you go. You can have it. Like you can do whatever.
So you rather stick with smoking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd rather stick with smoking because edibles be putting me on my ass. I don't like that. I don't like that feeling. I feel like I'm immobile. Like I just be like,
yeah.
A goddamn zombie. Like them Jones on Kensington Avenue.
K&A zombies. They know what we're talking about. If you're from Philly, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're not, look it up. Right. I'm pretty sure there's videos.
It's tons of
Everybody
videos out
know
there.
about Zombieland out there.
Tons of videos. I can't. But yeah, after that, I was like, no, I'm done. But yeah. What about you? What's your experience?
So with the smoking, my first time is similar to yours.
Okay.
I tried it in high school. I might have been 16 or 17. I can't remember. We might have tried it together. No, but you went to KU.
That was that one time.
Yeah,
you know.
But yeah, we probably was around. We hung around the same people.
Yeah.
So I don't think I did it right neither because I didn't feel anything. Like, and I was saying earlier, like they tell you gotta get it in your throat,
right?
You can't just hold it in your cheek. Pause. He's looking at me like in your throat.
Right. But
like if you smoke, you know what I'm talking about. So when you inhale, you can't just hold it in your mouth. You're not getting the full effect of the marijuana.
Right.
You have to kind of, I don't want to say swallow it. You got to inhale it deep enough to where it can take effect.
Exactly.
So
they
my
used to
first
be
time,
mad when they used to pass that thing.
Yeah, because they're like, you wasted it. I'm like, yo, shut up.
Like, you wasted it. I'm like,
you telling me to hold it in my throat, not teaching me how to do it. Right. So shut up. But
exactly. I don't know how to do this. Damn.
I did that too. Like I don't think I did it right. So when I smoked, I was like, oh yo, this nothing. Right. I was like, all right, I'm not saying I'm about this life, but I was just like, I took like 3-4 puffs. I was like, all right, this not really doing anything to me. But then as I got older, I knew how to do it. And I enjoyed it. Like it doesn't take that long for it to kick in. and I know like my limit. Like weed usually makes me sleepy. I guess it depends on what strain we have.
Yeah.
If you have indica, that's the one that like makes you relax.
Yeah, real relaxed.
And then was it sativa? That's the one that gets you all hype and like energetic. So I don't know. I guess like the kind that I smoked was indica because I always want to go to sleep.
Okay.
So like it always relaxes me, but with edibles, girl,
you ain't even gotta tell me. You ain't even gotta tell me. No,
you gotta tell
us. You gotta tell us.
My first time wasn't bad. I had an edible. We went on this little family trip. We went camping, and that was my first time. It was like I think it was a cookie or a brownie. I can't remember, but I think I had like half of it or maybe less. And you know, I felt fine because I didn't take a lot of it. It felt like how I would if I had smoked. But when I got older, a few years later, I had another edible, and it was a sugar cookie. Okay. And I love sugar cookies.
You probably like, let me just taste a little bit more.
Girl, my fat ass, right? I was like, all right, I taste the weed in here a little bit. I was like, that's not bad. I ate half. And I was like, I don't feel nothing. So I went back, I ate a little bit more. And I was like, okay, I still don't feel nothing. So I was like, F it, I'm hungry. So that's me, my dumb ass not realizing it's kicking in. Because now I got the munchies.
Exactly. Now you about to eat the whole
I'm about to eat the rest of it. I ate the rest of it.
Oh my Lord.
Within like less than an hour, probably, I ate the whole cookie. And I tell you, I was dying. Okay, I wasn't tripping. I was dying.
You probably was laid out on the floor like.
Thank God I wasn't by myself, and thank God. Wait, did I have a showing? We can cut it out. Avery. Yeah. You can cut that part out, right? All right.
Cut your name out.
Did we have how can I put this? Was Giselle home? Like, did we have her at that time when I had that? She wasn't born yet, was she? When I had that sugar cookie.
Oh yeah.
She was. She just wasn't home.
Yeah.
All right. See, I don't remember. That's how bad it was.
Because we
was she like over her?
We moved in here in 2016.
Yeah, so she was probably with her grandparents.
She was born
but she was young. She was a baby. This is when she was always out the house. Like every weekend her schedule was booked. So she wasn't home.
Okay.
I ate the full sugar cookie. And like I said, me thinking it didn't kick in, but it did. And I had the munchies and I ate the rest of it. I was dying. I was like, Avery, feel my heart. My heart's beating fast. And which it was. No, it really was beating fast.
No.
Was it not? Yes, it was. He's shaking his head. No, it was beating.
Over exaggerating.
It was beating fast because she was getting.
She was panicking.
But it was beating fast. Like I said.
Out of you panicking.
I was like, feel this. I was like, feel my chest. And he was like, shoot. He's holding it.
Her heart is beating fast, but she's also like.
I can hear it too. You know when you have edibles, you can like, hear it. Your senses are like stronger.
Exactly.
In my ears, I hear the thumping. It's like, and I'm like, Sean. I mean, Avery.
We stuck at this.
You can. It's fine.
Okay.
You can use my name.
Sean Avery. I was like, feel my chest. Like, my heart's beating fast. I'm like, it's beating fast, right? And he like, calm down. I'm like, just feel it. I'm like, I know. I hear it. I hear my heart beating in my ears. So he got his hand on my chest. He was like, it feel kind of, I mean, he like, yeah, but you're all right. I was like, no, I got to go to the hospital.
And you know, men so nonchalant
yeah,
about everything.
I'm like, bro, like, I'm telling you, I'm dying. Like, I got asthma. I'm anemic. Like, what if I'm going into like a panic attack? Even if it's like me doing it, it's something wrong with me. Because now I'm freaking out. Because like, I was never high before. Like this, like I was high. Like I was high. Like I never been high. And so like I felt everything. Like when you're high, you're so sensitive to everything. The light, the sounds, the touch. Like I was like, no, I think I'm having a heart attack. I was like, take me to the hospital. He's like, we're not going. Look, this is him talking. We're not going to the hospital. That's what he said to me. And I'm like, no, I'm like, my heart. He was like, go lay down. I was like, I can't. He was like, go lay down. So I go in the room, right?
Wow.
This is what he does. He's like, just lay down. He turns on the TV. He turns on SpongeBob because that's my favorite show. I'm a big kid. I guess he figured that would help calm me. And he was like, did you bring me anything to eat or something to drink? So I can't remember. Like I remember panicking, but I don't remember how I calmed down.
Right.
I remember laying down. He brought me food, probably like a snack or something. Turned on SpongeBob, and I'm in the bed. The covers over my head like this. And I'm just watching it. I'm not laughing or nothing. I'm just like,
no, you're just staring at the TV.
yeah, because I don't know what to do. Like,
oh no.
Because what if I can't stop laughing? I don't know. I'm high. Like, you know.
Like that time in Jamaica.
We're gonna get to that.
We're gonna get to
that. So I'm in the bed. I'm just like, I think I was trying to calm myself down. But trying to calm myself down, I was making it worse. I'm like, you're gonna be okay. Like in my head, I'm like, it's all right. I'm like, did your heart slow down? And I'm like, don't let it slow down too much. Like, that's me. I'm like, don't let it slow down.
Don't let it slow down.
And I was like, should I take a nap? And I was like, no, I don't want to go to sleep. I was like, don't go to sleep. So I'm like, all of this is going through my head. I can't calm down. I'm telling myself to calm down, but I'm like, don't go to sleep.
Right.
You're going to die. I was like, my heart.
2 hours later, when I went back in the room, she was asleep.
I was about to ask you, like, how long was I high?
She probably woke up the next morning like,
it was probably the same day. Like, I don't remember much after that. If I did take a nap, was it that long? I don't know.
That you were asleep?
Yeah.
It was probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
I woke up. I was still high, but I wasn't as high as I was.
Right.
At this point, it dropped. And so now I'm just kind of like chilling.
Right.
I'm just like, whoa. And she was like, you okay? Huh? And I was like, yeah, I think so. Then he started laughing at me, making me feel bad. Because now he's teasing me. Now he's teasing me like, okay, now she's not going to die. He's like, now I can start making fun of her. So till this day, he won't let me live that down. No, he just always, as soon as somebody else's story comes up about eating edibles, he like, you want to tell them your story? He like, she almost went to. I'm like, yo, shut up. This is my story. You don't gotta tell it, okay?
Oh no,
it's terrible. If you're fat like I am, do not eat edibles because I love food, and especially in the form of a sugar cookie, I'm gonna eat all of it. So like, you gotta pace yourself. But I don't really like edibles neither, because if I take a little bit, I'm not gonna feel it.
Right.
And then I'll be wanting to feel it, so then I'll take more. But now I'm like, I don't know what's the cutoff point.
Right.
So I do prefer smoking, but I don't like the aftertaste that it leaves in my mouth.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't like.
For like,
yeah. So that's why I like edibles. Like
day.
It kind of, I don't know which one to do. Like,
yeah.
I think I do kind of have a solution. I like to drink it, infused drinks.
Okay.
They're better.
Because the infused foods, grits, fish. I was at a pop-up shop one day, and I didn't even know that the food was infused. I don't know why I didn't read that on the flyer, but the food was infused. And I didn't notice it until I actually got back to the house, and I was just like, why do I feel like this? And I'm just like, and I know where my ex-boyfriend was like, you know that food was infused, right? I was like, why didn't you tell me?
Like, they didn't have a sign or anything? Like, a big sign.
Right. Honestly,
they should have
just missed it. I was just there to sell some products. So, and I was hungry at the same time. So I was like,
you had yourself a whole platter.
Give me the food. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, edibles, you gotta be careful, because...
Yeah, pace yourself. Trust me. Especially if you are a beginner.
Yeah, you have to ask the person who's making it or selling it, like, how much grams is in here?
Right.
And they'll let you know. They're like, all right, if you're new to this, take a bite, take a sip, and and then it's like, they'll probably tell you, if you're more experienced, you can have like 10 milligrams.
Yeah, if you go 15. To the right people, they usually tell you exactly what to eat, what not to eat. Yeah,
usually those people, their expertise in it. Yeah. They know how much like a person should ingest. So
you said their expertise.
They're experts. I thought I said that. That's their expertise. Like, that's what I meant to say. Don't start. They know what I'm talking about. That's their field. Like, most likely a person, if you're not, I'm not talking about like somebody off the street, but if they're legit, like, it's a business. They'll know. They'll be like, just let them know, like, this is my first time. And they're like, okay, don't eat this much. Eat this. So they'll let you know. But, yeah, edibles ain't nothing to mess with. Like I said, like, I prefer the infused drinks. I like that a little bit better. I had some, like, I know to take,
I ever had an infused drink. Or maybe I did.
They kick in pretty quick because it's liquid. So you absorb that a lot faster. Right. And I noticed that, like, I can take, like, 3 sips and I'll be fine.
And you'll be fine. Oh.
Or I can take, I can take, like, 1 gulp. So the one that we got, it's probably, like, a regular 16-ounce bottle. Okay. So, like, it will, since I don't drink it that much, it lasts, like, almost a month.
Oh, wow.
So like if I come home and I'm like, hey yo, I was stressed. Take a couple of sips.
No
and
wine,
that's
y'all.
it. No wine. Just a couple of sips. Yep. And that's it. Put it back in the fridge. And then I forget about it. And I'm like, hey, yo, I don't want no wine. And I was like, I don't want to smoke because I don't want that taste in my mouth. I'm like, oh, I got that infused drink. Take a couple more sips. Like, so like, it kicks in. Like, I like it. So,
no, you know. I get it. I dig it.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's talk about this Jamaican trip. Okay.
Yeah, that was Jamaican weed is on a whole.
It's a whole different level. When I tell you this brownie was quarter size, it was the size of a quarter. Maybe a little bigger.
Charlie, did I have the brownie? I had a gummy.
You had a gummy?
Yeah, I had a gummy.
I had the brownie. I had half of the brownie.
But that was that the same day? Because first we smoked.
Oh, we did.
That's
smoke.
what So they were nice. They gave us 6 joints. It was rolled up, pre-rolled, everything. Yes. They gave us 6, and it was like 8 of us, 6 of us.
Yeah, it was a good amount of us. So
yeah,
it went around.
Right. We was gonna be like less, 1 per person.
Right.
Each person took like 2 puffs, maybe more.
Probably more.
We took 2, and then later on we took more.
Right.
Like all together, everybody probably had at least 4 more puffs.
Right. But nothing crazy. Like
yeah, we was chilling.
Crazy.
We were passing it around. That's what you do. We pass it around.
Exactly.
And everybody was like, "Yo, I don't feel it." We started smoking like that evening.
Right.
And then we ate because nobody felt nothing. And then later on that night, it was probably like 10 o'clock at night. We smoked a little bit more.
Right.
And again, everybody was like, "Yo, I don't really." They were like, "I don't feel nothing."
I don't feel nothing.
Like 1 o'clock in the morning. Everybody was...
We was effed up. Like, we was effed up. We was hungry. So we went down... Yo, when I tell y'all, we went down to, like, one of the little restaurants they had that kind of, like, stayed open all night.
Uh-huh.
We went down there, and we was looking at this food because we was so disgusted. And we was hungry, but we all started cracking up.
It's like, funny because it was, like, cafeteria food.
Right.
It's this... This restaurant is open.
Lunch.
Yeah, it's open up 24/7. So they're not going to fix anything good. They're just like, we're going to give you some chicken fingers,
right?
Some burgers, this little dry ass beef patties,
this pizza.
And so we're in line, and I'm looking at Ashley because her and another guy, they get the French fries, and then in my head I'm like, that's a mistake because these French fries been out here since lunch.
Right.
These aren't fresh French fries.
They reheated.
I already knew those fries weren't going to be good. They're like, yeah, let me get the fries and the pizza. And I was like, I'll just take the beef patty. We get back to the table.
Yeah, when I tell you, everybody was looking at their food. One of the guys we was with, he started banging his pizza on the side. His pizza was a whole cardboard box.
It was like those rectangular pieces you used to get at the cafeteria.
I'm telling you.
So he was like, yo, this pizza hard. He was like, let me just take the cheese off of it. When I tell you, it opened up like a book. It opened up like a book.
After that, it was a wrap.
He peeled the cheese off of it, and then it was like that. So we just laughing, not realizing our dumbasses. We're high now.
We're high as shit at this point, and we kept laughing.
We just kept
laughing like an hour straight, and we just could not stop. And it was like what you call that, a train reaction. So one person was laughing, then I know where another person started laughing. I know where another person started laughing, and then one of our friends that was there, she was like, I'm cool. She was the last person to start laughing, but after that, it was
everybody
mess.
just laughing, like nobody's talking. We're just like, we're eating our food and looking at each other like, yours ain't good neither, right? No. I'm eating this beef patty. That shit was hollow. Oh, I'm knocking on it. I was like, all right, I just want the meat. So I'll crush it. And it was all air. And it was probably like a little ball.
I don't even know what I
beef
had
in there. And it was just...
Oh, no, that food was crazy.
It was not good, but we just couldn't stop laughing. And like, that's what I'm talking about. Like when you get, that's why when I had that edible, I was like, I don't want to laugh because I know I'm not going to stop. That's how we were. We just kept laughing. We was getting a headache.
Yes.
And we couldn't breathe.
Right. Everything. And just when you thought that this was like the high was coming down and it was ending, no, that joint just begun. Like begun. Now it's freaking 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and everybody up, paranoid as hell. We looking at the ceiling, we seeing puzzle pieces.
We seeing constellations and shit.
All types of stuff. We were going through it. I was mad that high lasted until probably like 2 p.m. the next day. Mm-hmm. I was scared to go to sleep. I was like, I don't even know what to do. I just felt sick. I was just like, I can't do this.
Right.
I'm not doing this no more.
That's how it was. I think that was the kind that kept us up instead of putting us to sleep. Because I was in the room, I was like, I gotta turn this TV off, and I just like, yo, go to sleep, and I couldn't go to sleep. And when I finally did, I woke up like at 8:00 in the morning. He was like, you want to go get something to eat? Everybody just dragging their feet because nobody got any sleep.
I didn't think people really even got dressed. We just went the way we was, and we was like,
and we were like, yo, you still high? And we was like, yeah. And we was like, yo, what we gonna do today? And everybody was like, I'm gonna go back up in my room after breakfast. And then we was so hot, and we had 4 left.
Right.
Nobody smoked it because we was like, we're not messing with this no more.
Yeah, we just flushed that joint in the toilet.
We had to.
It wasn't like we wasted a ton
we couldn't
of money,
enjoy it.
But
Yeah.
It wasn't gonna do it for us. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and they also had edibles. The guys had edibles, and they was taking that back like champs. Yeah. I had a gummy, and that was fine. Because I think I didn't eat too much. I ate half of it. So
honestly, I think that half a brownie did it to me. Now, remind you, this thing is only the size of a quarter. The half of it put me under, y'all. It put me under.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
Be careful when you go to Jamaica. That is different.
Know what you getting. But it was awesome. It was a good experience for sure.
Yeah. So when we say know what to do, so there's this chart with this company called Leafly. And we're not sponsored or anything. We just want to pass the information along.
Yeah, so y'all know what, dosage to use for yourself, especially if you're a beginner.
Mm-hmm. And Leafly is good. Like they have like articles on CBD strains, all things cannabis. And they have this chart that lets you know what type of dose you need for THC. So they recommend for like beginners, if you just want like relief from pain and stress and anxiety, they recommend you take 1 to 2.5 milligrams. So that way, you won't be high. It's just going to do what cannabis usually does. It does help with pain relief. But for like people who want something a little bit stronger, they recommend like 5 milligrams. Like you'll feel like the euphoria that comes with it.
Like you're okay.
Yeah, they say you may be impaired, but it's nothing to. I guess like if I can compare, it's like having like a glass of wine.
Right.
Exactly. At that point, like
it
half a glass.
Yeah. So it's for like restless sleepers and stuff like that.
Like you can still function with like 5 milligrams.
Exactly.
And then like the dosage just keeps going up. So if you want something a little bit stronger, then they recommend 10 milligrams. Mm-hmm. You get like a strong euphoria. You may be impaired. And, like these are for people who have a higher tolerance of THC. And then it keeps going. If you have a high tolerance, you might want to take 20 milligrams. Or for those pros,
50 to 100 milligrams is crazy to me. Crazy.
I'm not doing that. And that's probably what I did.
20 is probably crazy to me.
I don't even know how much that cookie was. Because I doubt it was 50.
Right.
It could have been like 20.
Right. It could have been a little bit more than 20.
Yeah.
But these are just the ranges, y'all. Right. So it's not like,
So if I did ever take 50 to 100, I would probably die.
I'd probably be going at maybe 10. I'm playing. Maybe,
I don't think I ever had that much weed like in one
setting.
Yeah. I don't think I ever took like 50 to 100. So I don't even know what that feels like.
We should interview somebody.
Yeah, we have to get somebody. Yeah,
this amount of weed because that is crazy.
Like 20 already sounds too much for me. Like,
wait, should we say weed? I'm sorry to cut you off, or should we say like THC? Doesn't matter.
We can
Cannabis.
say it. We can say
all
it.
the same thing.
THC. That's what you find in weed. That's what gets you high.
Right.
And so you can find that in hemp, but it's not enough to get you high.
Right.
So that's just a little background. We'll let you know more about that. But yeah, THC weed is found in that. So yeah, we'll have to find somebody who's a pro, who's like who knows like the dosage that they're taking, and they can tell us like what 50 to 100 milligrams does to them. Because
what it feels like, but without us trying it, because we ain't got that.
Yeah, so check out Leafly. They have that chart. And I thought that was pretty cool. Like, so I hear a lot of people who say they're scared to do marijuana because we're going to touch on this later, but some people think it's a gateway drug. Yeah. And that you can become addicted to it. But before we get on that topic, they're just scared of being too high. Right. And so a lot of people...
That's mainly what it is.
Yeah. And so you just have to know...
Yeah, I'm sorry.
How much you're taking. That's okay. Mm-hmm.
No, honestly, it's probably the people that don't really know what they're doing. Yeah. So it's like... Of course, I would say educate yourself on everything that you do. And then just go from there. But be around people that actually do it. They can show you the ways or whatever. Or just do your own research. But don't just go hit it.
Yeah, don't. If
And
you
then
have
say,
friends
I
who
don't know,
smoke,
now I'm fucked up, I don't know what to do. Like,
I think a lot of people where they mess up at is they have friends who smoke and they already know their tolerance.
Yeah.
So then they go into the circle and smoke with them.
Exactly.
And it's like, you can't keep up with them.
Right.
Don't try to do the circle with them. You can't. Do one puff, maybe two, and that's it.
Right.
Don't sit with them because you're going to catch a contact. Even if you don't take any more hits, you're going to catch a contact. And then they're going to pass it back around to you. And you're just smoking because you're like, I don't feel nothing right now. Right. And you're just like, oh, everybody else is fine. Let me just do it. So I think that's where a lot of people mess up at. It's just like, don't do what your friends do. Right. I know it kind of sounds cliche.
Your dosage. Like,
if this is your first time trying weed,
right,
take one puff.
See where it takes you. Give it 15, an hour.
Give it 15, 20, 30 minutes. And if you don't feel nothing, take another one. Let that one kick in 30 minutes to an hour. And then you're like, okay, I'm starting to feel it. Now so then you know
exactly
if 2 puffs is enough or 2 puffs is too much.
Right.
So, and I think that, that's a problem. People, they do too much. They're over here smoking like they're a pro because, they don't know what they're doing. Yeah, they don't know how much they're taking in.
They're trying to be in the in crowd. They're trying to experience some stuff. But
and so a lot of people are like, I don't like how it make me feel. Like some people probably throw up. Some people probably get headaches. Right. Some people get paranoid because they're too high. So it's just like, you have to know how much you're taking in.
Yeah, and then you don't want your experience to be terrible.
Yeah,
like, you tried it for a reason. Not
because weed is pretty good for you. Yeah.
It's a lot of stigma behind weed.
Yeah.
so
I want people to know, like, if they use it right, you're going to get the right
effects for sure.
So, speaking on that, on the stigma. Go over here. So like we said earlier, some people are afraid that weed is a gateway drug.
Yeah.
And that's not true. So I think people kind of compare weed to opioids. And those are gateway drugs. Like, for example, prescription medication.
Right. Perks.
Yep. Perks. Xanny.
Ecstasy.
Yeah. The prescription drugs, they're opioids and they're highly addictive. And so when people...
Y'all saw Euphoria.
Yeah, people, they go in there, they get prescribed something for like a couple weeks. They'll get addicted to it. But the thing is, you can't purchase those without a prescription because you can get addicted to it. Right. They're dangerous. There's side effects to it. So then people will go to the street and then get the illegal opioids, which is cocaine and...
the stuff that...
heroin.
Exactly.
So like... So I know
it's a difference, you guys. It's a difference.
That's not what weed is. Weed is not an opioid.
Yeah.
Although I have heard some stories where people are like, I'm addicted to weed. Okay, you might be addicted to smoking it, but
I feel like when it comes to that, people have either really high anxiety or it's just something mentally going on with them. To where like stress is like really overpowering them and they need to do something. Yeah, they don't want to do the hardcore stuff, so they rather just do weed.
They're addicted to that being their outlet.
Yeah,
and so I think that's where people get it confused. They're like, you can get addicted to weed, and I'm like, no, you can get addicted to what it does for you.
Exactly,
but it doesn't do the same thing that cocaine and heroin does to you. Like cocaine and heroin, they give you unnatural. What's the word I'm looking for? They release dopamine, which is the pleasure chemical.
Right.
And what that does is it releases so much at one time. It doesn't give you the natural...
information to me, so I'm just like, I'm into this.
It releases so much dopamine. I have to look up the article, and it's another word for it, but it doesn't give you that natural feel good that dopamine does. And that's what makes it highly addictive, because now your brain is creating more levels of dopamine and now it wants more. It's like, that's why people keep going back to like heroin and cocaine, because now your body is looking for those pleasures, whereas weed gives you a natural feel good, like sex and food, the stuff that you can get from that,
or just a relaxing
feel. So like it does release dopamine, but it releases in a natural way, the feel good chemical.
Gotcha.
It doesn't overflood your brain with that chemical. So that's why researchers are saying that you can't get addicted to weed like how you get addicted to opioids.
Right.
That's the thing. And so, like, to put it simply, is opioids, they give you too much of the stimulant, and so now you're relying on it, and your body can't produce that much.
Right.
So now they want you to go get it, whereas weed does it naturally, and your body can do that without weed.
Right.
So that's why you won't get addicted to it, because you can still get those same levels of dopamine from doing like mundane stuff, from eating, from having sex, from singing.
Right.
You can do that. That's what weed does for you. So that's why we just want to let people know, like, weed is not a gateway drug. So when people say they're addicted to weed, they're addicted to using that as their outlet.
Right.
It's not necessarily saying that weed is making them addicted to the actual substance.
Exactly.
So, just something to think about. So yeah, let's see.
How many did we cover? 3?
I think so. We talked about our first experience.
Oh yeah, so the last one is, I mean, we could probably do something else after that, but
okay. How we doing on time?
36.
Okay, we got one more topic left.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see us.
So the last one was can
weed, cannabis, whatever, kill COVID or get rid of COVID?
Yep, or prevent you from getting it. And that's really interesting. So,
I think so.
Let me pull up this article. So, like, this was, I think you actually,
I sent this to you. I didn't even read the whole thing, but
this is a different article. This isn't the same link that you sent me, but like a few weeks ago, Ashley found out, like, I think it was on the news, wasn't it?
Yeah,
they was talking about it. That researchers,
some strands are able to actually, like, get rid of COVID completely.
Yeah.
Not even leave a little bit of ounce in there. No, they go get rid of it. It's gone.
They found out that people who tested positive for COVID.
God damn.
Sorry, it's a lot of animals in here. And,
one just flew off a rock because we wanted to.
So they found out that people who tested positive for COVID, they were still smoking. Because, some people don't have the symptoms. So I guess they were still in the mood to smoke.
Right.
And so they found out that, they didn't have COVID anymore after smoking it. So let me look at this article. I don't want to, I want to make sure I'm saying it word for word. So let me see.
I just want to let y'all know, though, it's a lot of natural remedies out here that we don't know of. And what is it? The CDC? CDC? They don't, no, I'm sorry, not CDC. The FDA don't approve a lot of natural products because they can't profit off of it. So it's crazy. Like, I know, for example.
Let's get into those conspiracies. Yeah, exactly. I love it.
Right, no, but for so for example, my son, during probably maybe last winter, he just kept getting colds. And I'm just like, this wasn't like COVID or anything like that. He just kept getting colds. He has little sisters and stuff like that. So he was always around different kids, but he kept getting colds, and I'm just like, this medicine is not working. Like, I keep giving him this medicine, it's just not doing it. His fever is still spiking, everything. Like, it just wasn't working. I found a natural remedy online. Literally, it's elderberry syrup. It takes but 2 seconds to make. All right, maybe not 2 seconds. It takes probably like an hour to make. But it's 4 ingredients in it. When I tell you, I gave him probably 2 tablespoons, all his symptoms went away in like maybe 4-6 hours, and they didn't come back. So you mean to tell me I've been giving my child whatever, NyQuil, the stuff that don't work,
just making him drowsy?
I'm just giving him this stuff, and it's not helping him. It was not helping him. Soon as I gave him that, gone. Every symptom gone. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
natural is the way. For sure. So
yeah, and that's the truth though. Like, that's not even a conspiracy. We all know that these pharmaceutical companies, they're greedy.
Yeah, they're all about money and capital.
We know for a fact that, like, with the technology and how long cancer's been around, there has to be a cure for it.
Yeah,
because if you can prolong somebody's life just with a pill, then obviously you can save it with a
Exactly.
pill. But
Exactly.
they can't make money off of a one-time patient. They want you to keep coming back. And it's messed up because you're really putting a price on somebody's life. And
Right.
so it's really messed up. So yeah, and that's why, like you said, they don't want. That's why weed for a long time had that stigma behind it,
Right.
because it's a natural remedy.
Right.
People,
now you see it's becoming legal pretty
like-
much everywhere now.
like
So,
also cancer patients
Right.
that come back to them, they smoke because it helps relieve them of their pain.
Right.
Versus doing chemo, which is terrible for them. Like chemo causes their hair to fall out, causing them to be sick, feel nauseous. It causes them pain, and like they found, swapping out those pills for marijuana. Marijuana does the same thing with less effect from taking pills.
Right.
Like it relieves them of their pain. It helps them sleep at night. It actually gives them an appetite because
Right.
it makes you hungry.
Exactly.
So they're finding that they're eating more, and it's a better way to do it. And they don't like that. They don't want people to get better. They just
Right.
want you to keep buying.
They just want you to keep buying and hoping that you get better.
Yeah. So, I know a lot of people, they just be like, no, weed's bad for you, but like, it's not. It's if you take it the right way, and if you're using it to target something specific where it can actually help you, is really beneficial.
Right.
So, like, back to this whole COVID thing. So some researchers found that in this article, they're saying that it's not about smoking weed that gets rid of COVID. They're saying that the compounds found in weed, CBGA and CBDA, which are found in the sativa plants, they're found to prevent the coronavirus and any of its emerging variants, meaning that those compounds in weed can prevent the virus, and it can prevent it from becoming something else, like with this Omarion we got.
So the different variants
Omicron.
that come, exactly.
It can
Delta
prevent
8. What was it? Delta
I don't know,
Prime?
but like this shit was
Delta
coming
Prime.
out like iPhones, all
Right,
right?
exactly.
I was
This
like,
coming out quicker than iPhones.
this shit was coming
Every
out
other day
fast.
was something else.
And I'm just like, so they're saying like those compounds, CBGA and CBDA, can stop that. It can stop it from multiplying and becoming a different variant.
Yeah.
And so if you do, I guess, because they're saying it's not all about smoking, but I mean, if you're smoking it, aren't you still getting those compounds in you? I don't know.
Exactly.
I'm not a scientist, but if you're if you're eating edibles or smoking whatever, and those compounds are in you, it can stop your kidneys from being affected from COVID, like what COVID does to some people. So that's what like some researchers at Oregon State University, they found.
It's still research being done, but of course, they're going to take long on this, you guys, because this is not something they can make profit off of.
Yeah. So that's interesting. So, that's just something to think about. You can do your own research on that. Just type it in Google, because like this came out a few months ago.
Yeah. And it's so much information out there, you guys. It really is.
Like, weed's good for you. So yeah, I'm looking at this. So it's this quote. I don't know who said it. I'll have to read the article. But it kind of sound like they're mad. It said, all this time we've been listening to the CDC. We should have just been eating CBD. Oh, this was on Jimmy Kimmel. He made a joke about it. Right. And it's just like,
the whole time.
Yeah, and it's true. And it's like, and I mean, again, I'm not no scientist, but I also found that people who were smoking, and when they stopped, they found out they had cancer.
Wow.
But the thing is, it helps them. Like, smoking was, helping them with those side effects. Like, a lot of people didn't even know they had it because they were smoking marijuana. Yeah. So it was it was doing what it was supposed to do. It was stopping them from getting sick. So then when they stopped smoking, they were starting to get the symptoms from cancer. And then, you go to the doctors, and of course the doctors, they're not going to tell you to go smoke. They're going to prescribe you with
some
chemo,
medication,
whatever.
Yep.
And then like this whole time, you probably could have just kept smoking
and would have never knew.
Yeah. So I found that interesting.
Right.
Again, I'm not no scientist, but you just kind of see that pattern, because weed was helping a lot of people, kind of stay healthy.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
yeah, so I don't know. That's just something to think of.
Yeah.
Yeah. How we doing on time?
44 minutes and 45 seconds.
All right.
Nice. So
We can close this out.
yeah, we can close this out. Like
This is a good
Yeah, so-
segment.
we hope y'all learned something.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we're not professionals. We're just,
Here to share our experience
Mhm.
and information that we find out. Let you
like
guys know.
like this is what we're here for. Like we're gonna pass the message on to you. Like if we find something interesting on, and we're gonna be honest too. If there's any like negative things, we're gonna let you know.
We're
We're
gonna
not
let you know for sure.
like we're not profiting off of weed because it's
Right.
like what do we
It's
get the
not-
gain from
yeah,
that?
Exactly.
We're just saying like it helps you, and then we're saying,
Yeah.
but everything has a side effect, so that's why we just want y'all to know to take the proper dosage, and like how to actually inhale it, whether you're smoking or you're doing edibles. Like just be smart about it and let you know some of the benefits that come with it.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's it, you guys.
Yep.
We're closing out. Ashley here.
Dominique, and this was the Sufuria Chronicles.
Oh, we supposed to say it together. This was. You ready?
This
The
was oh, wait, where we started
Like,
from.
this was.
All right. This was the Sufuria Chronicles.
Excellent.
Nice.